Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my June 2025 reading journal setup. And for this month, I decided to do a vintage ephemera / junk journal theme. I've been into the planning / journaling hobby for almost a decade now. And over that time, I have collected so much ephemera from antique shops locally, and I've also purchased a little bit offline. I have newspapers, magazines, sheet music, postcards, stamps, you name it, I've got it. And I have so much that I decided to incorporate some into my reading journal. So originally for this month, I was going to start by putting down some ephemera, but then I decided to start off by lettering in the month name. So I'm doing that right now with a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen, and I use the hard tip. There's a hard tip and a soft tip. And I will try to link all the pens and markers and things I mentioned in the description bar down below. Now that I've got my lettering down, I'm going to start laying out the ephemera, and I basically just wanted to frame the text on the page. I started off with a big piece of newspaper print at the bottom, and then I just layered stuff on top of it until I like how it looked. It took me a while to get it the way I wanted. I am so picky about this. It's kind of funny, the longer I do this, the pickier I get, it seems. And here I'm just showing y'all a washi tape that I was using. I thought it was really cute and matched the theme pretty well. But I'm just using that to tape in the photo right there. I think that adds a really nice little decorative touch. And now I'm doing the same thing on the top of the spread. But for this, I stuck more to actual newspaper clippings, and then I found this little picture of mountains that I had clipped out of a newspaper, and I wanted to layer that on top of the text. I also tried to pick text from different newspapers and magazines, so you got some differences in the color of the paper. Once I had that glued down, I took out this sheet of stickers that I made for myself, and all these stickers are from Canva. In fact, I think they're all from the free version of Canva. I do have the paid version, but they have a lot of free graphics as well. So I put some of those stickers down, and then I grabbed my little stamping set right here that has kind of a typewriter font going on. I thought it would go really well with this vintage theme. So I used that and this pretty poor quality ink pad. Honestly, I need to get a new one. I used that to write out June 2025 TBR list. And then once that is done, I'm going to take my ruler and my pen that I like to use in my reading journal, which is a Sharpie S Gel in 0.7. Has a very bold, thick writing style, which I like, and I'm using that to draw all the lines for my TBR list. Now, if you watched my previous reading journal video, you saw in that one that for some reason when I was building this TBR tracker, I put author first and then title, then genre. I did not like how that turned out, and I meant to do it title, author, and then genre this month. But I guess I wasn't paying attention or something, because I wrote down author, or in this case, I stamped out author first, and then title, and then genre. And I was thinking about whiting it out, starting over, or whatever, but because of the style of this spread, I decided to just leave it, and I wrote the titles in the left-hand column. I know it doesn't match up, but we're just gonna go with it, and hopefully next month I can figure out how to put title first and then author. So now I'm just writing in my TBR books. I have a variety of stuff on here. I have Shirley by Charlotte Bronte that I want to read for my classic of the month. I have some middle grade on there, one nonfiction book that I'll hopefully get to. And then I took out this pack of people figures from Hobby Lobby. It has a lot in there, I think like 100 different ones. And I thought they would match this style really well. So I picked out some that I liked, and then I realized that I was going to have to go with a smaller figure just to make sure it did not overlap into the text that I had already written, which basically meant I was going to have to use a child. So I laid out some of them and eventually chose the little girl in the white dress. I think she's really cute, and she fit perfectly right there on the left-hand side. And then of course, after I got her glued in, I wanted to take care of all the white space at the bottom of the page. I never extend my TBR list all the way down because I know I'm not going to read that many books in a month. So here I'm just putting some more ephemera down, some newspaper clippings, and then I got some more stickers from that sheet I made from Canva. And once I have all this stuff stuck down, I'm actually going to grab some stamps that are in the shape of postal stamps. So they have like received, accepted, and different locations and dates on them. I think they're really fun. I love using these, and again, they match this theme so well. Turning to the next page, I grabbed this grid sticky note, and I'm writing down my list of video ideas for next month. I have some really fun stuff planned, hopefully a couple of vlogs, maybe a bookshelf reorganization and tour video, and some tags. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see those videos. This was the main focal point of the page, so I stuck it down where I wanted it, and then I ended up gluing it all the way down just to make sure it wouldn't move. And above that, I wanted to letter in video ideas. When I do lettering like this, I like to kind of thicken the downstrokes. I think it makes it look really nice. Although for video, I just wrote it in print, so I didn't mess with that too much. And then I had that figure of the lady in the dress. I really liked that piece of deco, but I couldn't fit it on the previous page, so I decided to work it into this page. But of course, I had to cover up all that white space first. So I took this big piece of newspaper print and laid it down as the main part of the background. Next, I'm taking one of these paper doilies. I'm not sure where these are originally from, but my pen pal Erin sent them to me, so thank you so much, Erin, if you're watching this. Once that is done, I found this photo in my ephemera collection. I actually have quite a few random black and white photos of people that I don't know. I just found them in a bin at an antique store one time and thought they were really fun. So I picked up several of them, and I knew I wanted to incorporate one at the top of this page, so I stacked a few up there just for me to look through later. Here I'm just doing some more layering. If you've watched my reading journal videos before, you know I love to layer. I just think it's so fun to combine different mediums, I guess. I thought I was going to put the lady down next, but then I decided to fill up the bottom space first. And I did that with a big piece of sheet music. I have a huge book of this with tons of different pieces of music, and this just worked really well in the space, I thought. So I'm gluing that down, and once that is done, I can finally put in the lady figure. These people are printed on kind of a heavier, glossy type of cardstock, so I probably need to secure her with something a little bit better than glue, but that's done for now. I popped back over to the front page and put down a sticker from that canvas sheet. Here I'm putting down a few more. I really like these. I think they're so pretty and they add a good bit of color. Now I'm picking a photo from the little stack up top and just taping it in with good old Scotch tape. I don't know why I didn't use the washi tape that's sitting literally 2 inches from my journal. I guess I just wasn't thinking, but that's okay. It still looks nice. And then I found this little newspaper article about stamps, and I thought that was so fun because I have these stamps that look like postal stamps. So I thought I could combine them and it would look really cute. So I just cut out a few lines from that article and just glued them in this little staggered fashion. And then I'm going to grab my stamp block again and that not so great ink pad and start stamping in the emptier spaces. I don't know why, but I've gotten to the point where I don't like there to be any empty space in my journals. It might look a little cluttered in some people's opinions, but I like it. And I had a little trouble with the last stamp I'm putting down. I did not get enough ink on the middle of the stamp, so I just re-stamped it as close as I could to the original stamp. And here I'm adding a few more pieces of deco and just trimming up what needs trimming. Next, we're going to the back of the journal. I'm going to mark hitting 500 subscribers, which is so exciting. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited to have 500 subscribers, and I have many exciting videos planned for y'all in the future. Then I am filling in my yearly reading challenges. I have 4 that I'm keeping track of in here, but I only marked 3 books today, just because that was all I'd read up to this point. As usual, I filmed this a little bit before the month actually ended, so I'll go back and fill in the last one closer to the end of the month. And that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to real quick show y'all how everything ended up looking. I personally love how this turned out, and this was so fun just because it was way more creative than my usual spreads. I got to dig through all my ephemera and use stuff that I normally wouldn't. Plus, I just think this vintage look is really classy and so nice and really different from my other spreads, which tend to be very bright and colorful. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is a nice change of pace, I think. So that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.